Because I'm hearing like, yeah, they don't give us, if y'all don't give us what we want, like, we sitting out.
That's a possibility.
This is the same person that literally said she didn't know what her WNBA salary was and that it didn't even cover her rent. Angel Reese makes at least $5 million a year.
I love how y'all have selective hearing. I said I'm hearing if they don't give us what we want, we sitting out. And that's the truth. Good.
Angel Reese earns at least $5 million a year through endorsements. Yet she's now making one of the most ridiculous demands in WNBA history. She's out here bricking layups, struggling in nearly every game, constantly picking fights with opponents, and somehow thinks she deserves NBA-level money. And if that wasn't enough, she had the audacity to hint at a league-wide lockout if the WNBA doesn't cave to her demands.
Girl, y'all benefited from everything. Y'all youngins benefited from NIL.
What does that mean? We deserve more. Because I'm hearing like, yeah, they don't give us, if y'all don't give us what we want, like, we sitting out.
That's a possibility.
I guarantee you, the intelligent folks, and there are plenty in the WNBA, are saying, will you two idiots just shut up? Sit out.
This isn't just entitlement. It's delusion at its peak. We're breaking down why Angel Reese is completely off base, how she's hurting the WNBA, and why nobody would care if she actually sat out.
You lost 40, 50 million. You know who would clap for you all sitting out? The NBA. So they don't have to subsidize your dumbasses to the tune of 40 to 50 million a year.
Reese wants superstar money, but let's get real. She can't even make a basic layup. If you're going to demand more money, shouldn't you be playing at an elite level? Instead, Reese is shooting one of the worst field goal percentages in the league, missing easy shots and padding her rebounding stats by grabbing her own missed layups. That's not elite play. That's just stat chasing.
She just threatened the lockout. If y'all don't give us what we want, we sitting out. This is why sometimes you probably should have somebody look over a podcast. She's threatening to go on strike. I actually understand it's the way negotiations work in the CBA, not on a podcast.
Angel Reese may be in the WNBA, but let's be honest. Who wants to watch a 6'6" player miss layups game after game?
Angel Reese wants credit. The reason why WNBA is up is because of Angel Reese. She's not getting enough credit. She did this too. She taunted Caitlin Clark. She made this whole thing.
Angel Reese wants credit for the WNBA's popularity? Angel Reese is out here acting like she's the reason for the WNBA's recent surge in popularity. The reason why the WNBA's up is because of Angel Reese. She really believes this. She even taunted Caitlin Clark, made their rivalry all about herself, and now wants credit for the WNBA's success. But let's be clear, Angel Reese isn't carrying the WNBA. The league's massive growth in ratings and ticket sales has everything to do with Caitlin Clark, and the numbers prove it. When Clark plays, arenas sell out, TV ratings skyrocket, and ticket prices triple. When Clark isn't involved, attendance drops and interest fades. Meanwhile, Reese's games barely move the needle. Yet, she has the audacity to act like she's on Clark's level when it comes to growing the league. That's not confidence. It's delusion.
But her attention, her notoriety is based off Caitlin Clark. Because she wins the national title, first thing she does, she mocks Caitlin Clark. And then she doesn't even celebrate with her teammates. So she's made it personal with Caitlin Clark. Then she's played off of that.
And isn't she shooting like 35% from the field? Can somebody tell me who in the world watches a 35% shooter from the paint that is basically grabbing her own rebounds from her own missed shots?
Reese is now taking her entitlement even further, threatening a league-wide lockout if she doesn't get paid more. Let's be real. Why should the WNBA invest more money in a player who isn't even a top performer at her position? She acts like an MVP candidate, but in reality, she's nowhere near the league's best players.
Like if I'm an NBA owner, I didn't get rich by wasting a couple million on something that has no chance of making money. These two, sit out. See what happens. Now, I would miss watching the Fever. I would miss watching Caitlin Clark, but I wouldn't miss anything else.
She's convinced that social media hype somehow translates to deserving a massive contract. But here's the truth. Hype doesn't equal value. Not in basketball. Not in business. If Angel Reese had entered the WNBA without Caitlin Clark, nobody would even be talking about her. And if Reese and her friends actually sit out, the the WNBA won't even miss them. The WNBA's financial reality? Reese has no clue. Reese and other WNBA players like Dejanay Carrington are acting like the league is raking in billions. But let's be honest, the WNBA is still losing money every year. The only reason it's still afloat? The NBA is subsidizing it, pumping in $40 to $50 million annually just to keep it running. And yet, players like Reese want NBA-level salaries without even understanding how their own league operates. If I were an owner, I'd be asking one simple question. Do we want to invest in real stars like Caitlin Clark, who's growing the league? Or waste money on players generating more controversy than actual production? Reese's lack of awareness is destroying her career.
I just hope y'all know the WNBA don't pay my bills at all. I don't even think that pays one of my bills. I'm gonna do the math real quick.
He might cover that. Yeah,
It
definitely covers that.
What is I don't even know my salary.
Instead of working on her game, Reese is making empty threats that no one takes seriously. She's acting like her absence would hurt the WNBA. But let's be honest. If she sat out, what would the league really be losing? Absolutely nothing. Angel Reese isn't a dominant scorer. She's not a consistent player. She's not even an MVP contender. She's inefficient, constantly picking fights, and relies on controversy rather than actual talent.
Actually, if you really want to go into business, you need to pay some money back. You made absolutely nothing. You haven't really enhanced the league. Caitlin Clark has.
We have to be completely honest about this, whether we like it or not. 90% of this revived or renewed interest is really based around one singular player.
At this point, her biggest threat isn't the WNBA, it's herself. The only reason she's still being talked about is because of her connection to Caitlin Clark. But let's be real, rivalries only matter when both players are equally talented. And Reese? She's not even close. If she keeps up with the poor play, the attitude problems, and the entitlement, she's gonna fade into irrelevance. Meanwhile, players like Caitlin Clark will continue to elevate the WNBA, grow their brands, and actually earn bigger contracts the right way. Reese is sabotaging her own future. If Reese really wanted a bigger paycheck, the best thing she could do is help the WNBA grow. Instead, she's actively hurting the league. Threatening a lockout, creating unnecessary controversy, dividing the league instead of bringing it together. She's destroying the very progress that could one day benefit her. People thought Angel Reese could be a key figure in the WNBA's growth. But now, it's becoming painfully obvious. The WNBA is thriving despite Angel Reese, not because of her. Angel Reese can complain all she wants, but the WNBA will move forward without her, and no one will care. She's not the reason for the league's success. She's not the face of women's basketball. She definitely doesn't deserve NBA money when she can't even deliver on the court. If she really wants to earn more, she should. Make more shots, stop starting unnecessary fights, actually contribute to the league's growth instead of tearing it down. At this rate, Angel Reese is on track to be just another forgotten name in WNBA history, while real stars continue to shine. So go ahead, Angel. Sit out and see if anyone even notices. Is Angel Reese making the WNBA worse with her entitlement and nonsense, or is she just another loud voice begging for attention? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on your screen, and we'll see you in the next one.